Hey guys and gals, Chris at Rockford Ordnance. Welcome back. We've had a little bit of a break. I explained in my live stream the other night, and I explained why. Had the super unfortunate event of my son passing away. In tribute to him, I wanted to share with you all of the guns he's collected in his life. Some he purchased, some were gifts, a lot were gifts. He was young. But it all started when he was about 8 years old, and it started with a 22, and we're going to go through each and every one of them, show you a little bit about him. You're going to learn something, get a little bit of a review while we're doing it, learn about him a little bit, what he loved, and why he liked the rifles and pistols he had. This was about his favorite. This is a K98 German Mauser, and we're not going to start with it, but we'll get going here with the 22 and go from there. If you look downrange here, you've seen plenty of videos with me shooting at this range with him. If he wasn't in the video, he was here a lot, doing the filming, helping out, having a ball, and I'll throw in some of those pieces too of him. There's some good ones, some funny ones, and it's a lot of fun. So we'll get going on that. I do want to say, when I throw in those videos, you might see one or two where he's got one of his fingernails painted bright blue, and some of you guys might think, what the heck's with that? Well, he had just a great girl in his life, and he'd go with her just about everywhere, including when she'd get a manicure, and I think he'd get one too, a guy's one, but he would always paint one of his nails the same color she had. I don't know if that was from her or him or whatever, but he cared a lot for her, and that's what he did. So don't think he's a little weird or something. That's just how it was. But let's go, let's check out all these cool guns, and I'm gonna take a little trip down memory lane and shoot them all, and it's gonna be fun, and I'm gonna remember him. His name was Jono, by the way, so next time you head out to the range, maybe take a shot or two for Jono, would you? Appreciate it. So come on, let's have some fun. So here is his collection that he obtained either through gift or purchase himself over his few short years, and starts out with his Mossberg 22, which was his first gun period. You know, I got him that for about his 8th birthday, and it's just got a little scope on there, and he enjoyed the heck out of that. His grandparents then bought him his first 870 shotgun, 20 gauge. He was little, maybe 8, 9, 10, somewhere in there. And I remember taking him out the first time and kicked him pretty good. And I thought maybe he was being a little, you know, kind of wimpy, I guess. But when I shot it, yeah, boy, that thing kicked harder than my 12 gauge. His pride was this German Mauser. It's a Russian capture, and he picked it out, and man, he just loved it. He loved World War II. He then picked out a Mosin Nagant, Russian. It is an ex-sniper, and we'll go through all of these one by one, guys, but just wanted to kind of go through them. This was not his yet. This was the M1 Garand he found with me at that gun show that day. I'll get into all that. And he wanted it so bad, I bought it, and it was going to be his on his 23rd birthday that's coming up in a week or so. He got to shoot it, he picked it out, he knew all about it, he loved it, and probably shot it more than I do, but it was going to be his for his 23rd birthday. I was going to surprise him with it. He's got an AR-15 that he tricked out, put a stock on it, a bunch of stuff. He loved shooting that and kept it pretty minimal, but I think he made some smart choices. I brought his earmuffs. We had matching muffs, of course, with the American flag. That was him. And we've got matching ones. And then his grandfather gifted him this. It's a 100 years of service Colt 1911 in 38 Super. High polish stainless, super nice pistol. He loved 1911s, reminded him of World War II, you know. And then his first pistol was this Ruger Mark III that he fully enjoyed. He liked it too because it looked like a Luger. But there's one other pistol, a copy of a single action that we'll show you here. Didn't have any ammo for it, so unfortunately we're not going to be able to shoot it today. But yeah, this was his collection. He loved every one of them, and every one of them had a purpose to him. And there were many more that he wanted, but unfortunately Dad's going to have to collect them for him, and I will. But these will always be very, very special to me. So let's get on with it and take these for a little trip. A few shots, shall we? Well, I think we'll go in the order in which he got them. So I'm going to shoot them and tell you a little bit about them, and we'll go from there. So guys, this is the first gun I ever got for my son. This is the first gun he owned himself. It's a Mossberg 702 plinkster, and it's just a 22 rifle. Got a longer barrel than most of the plinksters on this particular one, and it's finished in like a weather-resistant silver coating. It's got the black polymer stock, and the barrel's free-floated in. It's got a hood over the front sight. It's got a target crown, and just a nice little rifle. When I was looking for one for him, these, I want to say they were 99 bucks. I liked it so much, I went back and bought one. Mine's the same, except instead of this Bushnell, which I believe is, let's see, about a 3 power. Mine was a 3x9, and it's just a great little gun. It's semi-automatic, feeds from a little mag, and it runs just about anything as far as I remember. It's been a long time since we shot these, but it was a great gun for him to learn on. And Christmas morning when he got it, we were shooting out the back door, and I had gotten a Mosin M44, you know, with the bayonet, and we were both shooting right out the sliding glass door into our field behind, and one of the neighbors came over the fence and complained about the noise. But hey, little boy on Christmas morning, what are you gonna do, right? But he just loved it, and it was neat for him to move up from a BB gun. So let's take a few shots here and see how this thing shoots. Let's see. I better get some muffs. Hang on a sec. All right, so we are ready to go here. Let's see if we can't hit a little steel down there. That's easy enough to load. See how it is, if it's lined up. Yep. And it ran them all. Shooting a hair to the right, but it's on steel on that little torso target. And yeah, great little rifle, super light. Didn't have any sling studs, so we never put any on, but this is what he learned on. Ton of fun, and we both had matching ones, still have matching ones, and this one will never go away. Let's check out the next one. So this is the second firearm he received. He got this from his grandma and grandpa for Christmas the next year, and it was to learn how to shoot trap and go pheasant hunting with me and whatnot. It's a Remington 870 Express Magnum. It'll take 3-inch shells. Barrel I think is about 20 inches maybe. But nice little gun, finished in like this park finish. This is actually, I believe, a laminate stock, and it's got a butt pad. First time he shot it, he was so little. He was very small framed when he was little. If you see him now, he's 6'4", but when he shot it, I could see the tears welling up. It was kicking him pretty good, and I thought, oh, come on, it can't be that bad. And I shot it, and I was like, holy moly, that thing kicks harder than my 12 gauge. So talked him into shooting my 12 gauge. He liked that so much, he liked shooting it more. But he hunted birds with this gun, a couple pheasant hunts with it. He outgrew it. It did come with a card in the box where for the youth they could exchange the stock for an adult size stock, and we lost the card. I always wanted to send in for it, but we just upgraded them to my 870 that I had and had received from my dad, his same grandfather, for my 16th birthday. So I got some birdshot. We're just gonna throw it in there and shoot that cardboard target there, pattern it a little bit, and see how this baby runs, huh? Let's check it out. I don't know what these are, maybe 6s. Yep, 2 3/4 inch 6. So we'll put one in the chamber and put the safety on, and then we'll load the rest here. Not used to these little shells. Never really shot a 20 gauge much, always 12 gauge. If you guys watch the channel a lot, you know that my family shoots a ton of trap. My dad was a champion trap shooter. We shoot money games a lot, and he would go to the club with me and shoot a lot. He enjoyed trap a lot. Let's see how this baby does. Let's make sure. We're at about 20 yards here. That is a stout little kick. Let's hit the steel. You wouldn't want to take much pounding from that. This thing really does have some kick to it, but wow, field barrel, perfect gun. We'll show you the pattern here. It looks like it patterned really well. So this target had a few shots and scrapes on it. It was just an old target I had laying around on here, but if you look, the pattern, nice, huh? At 20 yards? Not bad. I don't see too many holes in the pattern, nothing. So really nice. Inexpensive Remington Express 870. Let's move on to the next one. So about the same age, at 10, 11 or so, he received his first pistol, and it's a Ruger Mark III. These are super well made, well known pistols. Come in all different flavors. You can get bull barrels and target barrels and all kinds of things. But this was pretty much their basic pistol, and it was great to train him on. Not a lot of recoil, get used to an automatic, all of those things. So he really enjoyed this. A lot of nice features, similar mag release to a 1911, similar bolt hold open. Safety is within easy reach, and although it's not a lever, it operates similarly to a 1911 up and down. Nice simple sights. They're just black, but they work well. You can get a good purchase on the cocking lever to cock it, so for a younger kid it's easy. Nice little pistol for those starting out. So let's take a few shots. It's got 10 round mag. Nice thing with these mags is there's a nub here that you can pull down to help you load. Helps out small fingers if they're young, that kind of thing. But these are really nice little pistols. We're shooting some Aguila 40 grain. Actually, I think these are 38 grain, but they cycle really nice. And let's try it out, shall we? So we'll cock it. It's loaded. It's on safe. You can see the safety here, and we'll fire it just like we would a 1911. I don't know if I can hit the target at this distance. We're back about, at least 50 yards, but we're just shooting them. So let's have some fun. See if you can all see me here. Hit it. I'll pace it off, but it's about 70 yards. Hit it again. Again. Well, we hit a few, not bad at that distance. Bolt locked back, super nice pistol. What a nice trigger. I was shocked if you could tell on that first round. It really, really shoots nice. I'm going to do a lot more shooting with this. Matter of fact, I'm going to load up another mag, but we'll get on to the next one, okay? So this, boys and girls, was his favorite. This is a Mauser K98 German World War II gun, 1944, and it's marked DOU. It has the German Eagles on it. It says Mod 98, and from what I understand, it is a Russian capture. Kind of, after I found that out, I kind of thought, well, the shellac sure looks kind of like it. I don't know if they did that or not. It's got a leather strap that looks to be original on it. Cleaning rod. It's got a sight hood. I took it off. At closer ranges, it didn't seem, it was always shooting high, and I thought he had found a replacement for it. I don't want to modify the gun really in any way, so I thought maybe we could change that up so he could shoot at 100 or something like that we normally shoot at. We're going to run some of this PPU, Privy Partisan 8mm Mauser. They make a whole line that's good for the older milsurp guns. They make some for the Garand too. And we'll shoot a little bit of this. Nice ammo. Good looking, big bullet. These are 196 grain. Big bullet. I took some apart, some old stuff I had, milsurp ammo that wouldn't fire anymore. The powder seemed good in it, so I don't know if the primers went bad. I'd taken them apart and they were 196 grain too. But let's load this baby up and see how she shoots. I haven't shot this much. He shot it quite a bit, and I've got the reloading dies now for it, and we can we were about to start to reload a lot more for it so we could shoot it a lot more, because ammo's not cheap. But let's see how this thing shoots. It's stout, that's for sure. Super long adjustable sight. It goes out to 15, 16, 1800 meters maybe, something like that. Crazy. Little, not sure if that would actually get that far, you know, but let's see how it shoots. Chambers nicely. We'll aim at the steel here. This one's for you, Jono. I know how much you love this, my boy. Let's see if Dad can do it justice. Not bad. Hit the steel there. Hit it again. Boy, it rocks that steel. This to the right. And one more. Got it. Nice gun. Smooth bolt. Safety is here. You flip it up, and you can just flip it down and it's ready to go. Nice gun. I don't know all that much about him. You guys might want to comment, tell me a little bit about it. He knew a lot more than I did on these, and he'd share some of it. You know, we'd talk. It's got a, looks like an armory stamp in the stock here, 6737. I've taken apart and cleaned it. Most of the numbers, if not all, match if I remember correctly. But super, super nice. Let's just do a little slow flyby. If for those of you that don't know, this in the stock is used to take the bolt apart in the field. Kind of neat. And just a nice gun. Nice gun. So that was one of his super loves. Loved World War II, and his plan was to collect one of every major country's rifles. He had the German Mauser, Russian Mosin Nagant, which we're going to get to next here, Garand, Enfield and an Arisaka. He was short the Arisaka and the Enfield, but I was working on it with him. We just hadn't gotten to it yet, but he sure enjoyed this. So let's move on to the next. So this is the first rifle he had saved his own money for and paid for himself. I had got back into firearms after a long hiatus. I had been in a gun shop and I saw these rifles for sale for $69. And out of curiosity, I asked the guy, what kind of rifle can I buy for 69 bucks? He explained what it was and it piqued my interest, and I bought an M44. It was the first one. They had 9130s like this one, but of course the bayonet stood out to me and all, and I grabbed that. Well, I had amassed, let's just say, quite a few of them, and he had wanted one. And they weren't as prevalent, but still out there, and they were maybe 99 bucks at that point, and he wanted one. We were in a local gun shop that our family lovingly refers to as the hole in the wall, because it's just this tiny little shop, but they always had cool stuff. And me and my son would go just about every week and just to look around, you know, because they always had something different, surplus, AKs, different stuff. It was just one of those cool shops to look at. And they had a rack full of these, and he knew right away. He went through them all and he opened the bolts and he'd look, and this one he found an ex-sniper. Back in those days, guys didn't know what they had. You know, a shipment would come in from Century or whoever, and they didn't go through them. They just put them on the rack. Well, if you can't see, there's two little holes in here. Look like cut off. Sorry, there's somebody driving by here. But they look like cut off bolt heads, and that's exactly what they are. It would have been in a different stock that was cut out here a little bit, and there'd be a scope mounted with these two screws and a scope. So an ex-sniper. When they came out of service, they would sometimes restock them, sometimes not, but they'd fill the holes with those bolts, grind them flat, and then Arsenal refinish them. So, you know, you usually think when you see one of these that they're a little more accurate, etc. And it's been my experience, since I have 4 of them plus this one, that they are. And nice rifle. Big cartridge. They shoot 7.62 by 54R, which stands for rimmed or Russian, but big cartridge. And they thump pretty good. The bolts can be, depending how well you clean them and just how well they function, sometimes a bit sticky. Usually that's just from people not cleaning the cosmoline out of them as well as they should, that kind of thing. But they're a nice gun. They got a pullback safety. They hold 5 rounds in an internal mag. You can load it off strippers or one at a time. You can dump the mag here. There's just a simple spring underneath, and you can remove that by squeezing it and taking it out. Let's put that back in real quick here and close it. This one happens to be let me take a look in the light here, it's hard to see. This is a 1944. 1944, and in really nice shape. Hasn't been touched since the Arsenal. Not any major cartouches or anything. No cracks in the stock. It's got one of their original slings. Bit of maybe a cartouche here and a one of their other marks that they do. Nice adjustable sights. And this is an Eisvik. It's an Izzy, they refer to it. We've got some Tulas. This one happens to be an Izzy. Really nice gun. I've wanted to do videos on these and just haven't gotten to them. And I thought today would be a perfect way to introduce them. And guess what? You're going to be really mad at me. I left the ammo for this at home. I'm sorry, guys. I will bring you another video on it, but this was his. He loved it, loved shooting it. and just he felt the history in each and every one of these. My father-in-law, who came with us when he got this, would always say he couldn't believe how amazing it, at like 8, 9, 10 years old, he knew calibers and names and models of guns and machine guns and on and on. The amount of information he stuffed in that little head was incredible. I think a lot of it started with, you know, some of the Call of Duty stuff, the first one with the World War II, and he'd know a lot of the guns from that. But yeah, this was just part of his stepping up into the firearm world and investigating and collecting and finding things that he loved and meant a lot to him. And this was definitely one of them. So the Mosin Nagant 9130, 1944 wartime ex-sniper. We'll get to the next one. All right, so his first real pistol was a gift from my father-in-law, his grandfather, to Jono, and it was this Colt 1911. It says, if you can see, 100 years of service. It's high polished nickel. On this side it says Colt Custom. I don't know if that's because it came from the custom shop. I think so, because of the box it came in. It's that bright blue, kind of like Tiffany blue box. Super nice gun. He always wanted a 1911. Why? Because World War II, that's why. I think, you know, he probably would have wanted like a wartime gun, but this was super special, and my father-in-law wanted it to be special to him. We had talked about getting him another one, and I would never bring up the subject, but he said, well, you know, Dad, I'll never get rid of that one. It was special to him. He loved shooting it. It's in 38 Super, and of course right away I ran out and bought the reloading dies for it in brass, which isn't always the easiest thing to find, but I load up these lipstick bullets for him. I call them lipstick, they're just powder coated, and holds 9 rounds. Other than that, standard 1911, standard hammer, nothing skeletonized, regular safety, rosewood grips. It is textured here on the back strap, but the front and all is smooth. Just a pretty nice standard gun. I just love it, and he loved it. And we'll try out some of Dad's reloads here, see how it goes. He shot this not all that long ago. We were out shooting, and he ran through about 100 of these, so I had loaded up. I had another set of 100 ready to go, so we'll try it out here. Just want to make sure you guys can see everything. See if we can get closer. There we go. Let's see if I can hit at these distances. Well, we hit 3 or 4 there at 70 yards, not too bad. Smooth shooter, huh? Just a nice pistol, so pretty. He'd keep this in his room and on his desk and all. He's a little older at this point, probably 18 or so, and it got a couple little nicks in it, and I polished it for him to bring it back to perfect. And yeah, so this will stay in a special place in our gun vault on display. Hope you like it as much as he did. So next was his AR. It is a Smith & Wesson, their standard sport. Let's see if the M&P 15 is what it is. He had tricked it out a little bit. He took Dad's advice. He went with a Mission First Tactical stock, the minimalist. He was a big kid, so it fit him well, and nothing got in the way too much. We had been to a gun show, and he had seen these charging handles, and for those of you that don't know, He was in the National Guard. He wanted nothing more than to serve his country. Wanted to be a soldier from as early as I can remember, and for all the right reasons. There were no reason you could talk him out of it, because it wasn't some garbage reason. He wasn't going for education. He wasn't going for this. He wanted to serve. Anyhow, he found this and he loved it, and we both got one. It says, let's see, pull handle for freedom. And he truly believed. He loved his country, wanted to serve it, and as short as 2 weeks ago, he had an injury and ended up getting medically discharged, and that crushed him. It really did. He hurt his knee bad. 2-3 year recovery time, and since then he's done nothing but keep trying to get into a branch of the service, any branch, just trying to do what he wanted to do. And it was very frustrating for him that he couldn't. But what else did he add to this? He added a whole grip, this Midwest Industries handguard, the quad rail. He's got my handguard covers here, and he put on a Mo front grip. And on my advice, he added the Holosun 510C. I can't say enough about this sight. They work so great. He loved it too, and they work phenomenal. So let's shoot this sucker a little bit, shall we? Got some 193 loaded up in here, and we'll see how it runs. Runs well, pounding the heck out of that steel. The only thing I don't like is the twang in the spring in this one, but we can work on that. He shot this quite a bit and really enjoyed it, but his heart was in the old stuff, in the milsurps, the World War II stuff. He was good with this, but just when we went to the range, he concentrated on the surplus stuff. And that brings us to the final gun that I'm going to show you here, and it's something special. So check this out. Well guys, here it is, his ultimate favorite gun of all time. He loved the M1 Garand for obvious reasons. He wanted one more than anything. He was saving his money, and this would have been his prized possession. I had found this gun, actually he found it. We were at a local gun show, and I'm looking at a table, and he comes running back to me. He was working his way ahead, and he said, Dad, they got Garands. This was a year ago maybe, and I want to show you this. So we go over, I look at it, and it's nice, but I don't know a lot about them. I said, let's do a little research, and the guy let us take some pictures. And I told him we'd call him the next day or so. If he still had it, we'd grab it. So we got home, and of course he dove right in on the internet, checking everything out. And it's a 1945, early 45 wartime gun. It's been restocked with a brand new stock, but nice gun. Original barrel, everything. He got to shoot it. He loved shooting it, loved messing with it. And what he didn't know was his birthday's coming up in about a week and a half, and he was going to be 23, and he had a lot of great things going on. He had graduated college, had his first real job, bought his first car without Dad's help, and all kinds of good things. Wanted to move out, take his relationship with his girlfriend to the next level. All of that, was saving money for that. And I was going to give this to him for his birthday in about a week and a half. And although he had it, and you know, he knew it was his and would be his eventually, but to be his own, it would have been really cool, and I would have loved to have seen the look on his face. But we're going to shoot it here, and this is for him. He absolutely loved this gun. He taught me all about it, actually. I always had a hard time loading it, and he figured out the problem, which was the end block clips. So we're gonna load it here and take a few shots and remember him. Here you go, Moj. Let's see if Dad can do it. Okay. There we go. So let's have some fun. Smack dab into the steel. Hit every one. I don't know if that's me or maybe he was helping out there, but nice ping too. Got a little extra ping when it hit the ground. Awesome. He loved this gun so much. Incredible. Incredible, the memories, and the great thing is I have those memories. And those memories nobody can take away from me. I wanted to do this video for you guys, but I'm being a little selfish, mostly for me. I wanted to come out here and enjoy what he enjoyed most and remember the times him and I spent together here. So much time and so much good father and son time. And it's not to take away from my other children, my daughters. They mean just as much to me, maybe more now. But it's a father-son bond thing, you know, when you got a household full of women, you need a little testosterone once in a while, if you know what I mean. But it's so good to be able to hold the things he loved and shoot them and just remember all those fun times and fun things and conversations and him growing up through all of it. I can remember him from when he was little to the time he towers over me at 6'4". You'll either have seen a few, or I'm going to throw some things in here at the end, a few funny things. One of him shooting a VR-80 shotgun and just showed how much he loved firearms, and that one in particular, he just had a blast. And it makes me smile every time I watch it. I regret that I looked and looked. I have no video of him shooting this gun. Mostly probably because I was sharing it with him and it meant so much, and it was that time that I wasn't filming. It wasn't the work, the job. It was me and him enjoying that time. So those memories are here. Maybe I will come across one. Maybe a friend has some or something, but rarely did I have to bug him to go to the range. He'd want to go, you know, and maybe it was because he wanted to, and maybe felt guilty if he didn't, but most of the time I know he wanted to go. And he was a helping hand, that's for sure. It's sorely missed lugging all the stuff out here and him helping. But all I can tell you guys is make sure you spend some time with your kids. If you don't have kids, take a young kid shooting. It's so fun to see them develop and see the excitement and the feeling of accomplishment when they learn something new or increase a new skill or something like that. It's fun to see them dive into history and want to know about their grandparents. He was lucky enough to have two grandparents, great-grandparents, that were in World War II. He didn't meet either of them. They passed before he came into this world. But one was a Army Air Corps pilot, and the other was on a minesweeper in the Pacific, one of the first boats into Tokyo Harbor. He was very proud of that. He's proud of his grandfather too, who served in the Air Force. He wanted nothing more to serve than to serve, and he did. He worked at the USDA. That was helping people get loans in rural communities where they probably had no other way to get a loan. And the people there, the government workers there at his office, I can't say enough about them, and the outpouring of love and how much they appreciated him more than he knew. I wish he knew how much he was appreciated. It was great to talk to them, and the outpouring of people and love that our family's got is amazing. We're having a memorial this coming Saturday, and I can only imagine the amount of people there. He gave of himself. He gave to a local rescue mission, also to a humane society where he got his dog. I found out doing a budget with him, he gave 30% of his income to this rescue mission. And I said to him, I said, Jono, that's so much money for anybody. He said, that's okay, Dad. I've got everything I need. They need some help. And he gave his time too there. Just an amazing kid. I know like I'm sounding like I'm bragging, or God, how could a kid be this amazing? But he truly was. He was a caring soul. On the outside, you may not see it. He might have even come off a bit arrogant at times. But to those who knew him, he was far, far from that. 10 times, I say it all the time, 10 times the man I will ever be or hope to be. And I guess if I did one thing in my life, that's it. I raised a good son. And it's a shame that the world doesn't get to see what he could have done for this world, or the people he could have helped. And that makes me sad. But all the good things and the people he touched were truly amazing. And I'm just glad that we had this together, and I can share it the rest of my life. And I'm sorry if you guys, if I'm using you for therapy, but please, please, every minute, do it with your kids and your family. Work doesn't matter. At the end of the day, none of that matters except family, love of God, love of country. And he had it all, let me tell you. So please spend some time with those kids, hug them tight, and like he did, never leave without giving them a hug, giving them a kiss, and saying, love ya. All of us, love ya. My daughter got it tattooed on her arm, love ya, because that's what he always said, always. He'd run you down, chase you down if you didn't say it. Anyhow, just want to get this video out there, show you what he loved, share a little bit of that love. There's too much garbage in this world today. And he was the good in this world. So thanks very, very much for everything. I really appreciate it. And hey, check things out, check out the channel, check out some more videos. There's stuff of him in there shooting the 5.7 Ruger video, and I got a bunch more we had just filmed a few weeks ago right here. And he's here today. He's probably saying, Dad, come on, shut up. But be watching for those videos, guys. Thank you so, so much. And as always, Rockford Ordnance out. By the way, next time you go to the range, pop a few off for Jono, would you? And think of him. And think about what you can do good for this world. Thanks again. Bye. Little bit of fun, wouldn't you say?
Oh man,
that thing's outrageous, ain't it?
Ridiculous.